What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. This time we are going to be previewing the Tottenham Hotspur game in the Premier League. We've done so many Tottenham Hotspur previews recently that it's been absolutely crazy, but this is the third and final one that we've had inside a week and a bit, and so we needed a positive result. We've had a bad result in the last game against Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, in the Champions League, we ended up going out even though we beat them 4-3 at the Etihad. And to be honest, if it was to finish 4-3 again in the Premier League, I'd take that because that's a win and one of our more difficult fixtures out of the way. We haven't got 9 games coming up from now until the end of the season. Instead, we've only got 6. That's crucial. We need to do a bit of rotation for this game. You'd think for the United game, but from there, I'd expect Burnley, I'd expect Leicester, I'd expect Brighton and Watford, strongest team to be going out and having a week's rest in between them games too. And so you feel like this next week or so for Manchester City, from this Saturday to next Sunday, that it's crucial for Manchester City in the season. If we can pick up the 3 wins in the 3 Premier League games, then that's job done from us, and that's a brilliant response into going out of the Champions League, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We've got a domestic treble on the line. We're still in the FA Cup final. It's still an extremely successful season for Manchester City. We've already won the Carabao Cup, held that. Can we hold the Premier League to be the first team to hold the Premier League? Well, first time in over a decade. That's how difficult it is, the Premier League. And so what a wonderful achievement that would be. We need to take the positives out of the negatives. And we've got a bit of homework. We know how Tottenham's going to approach the game, what they want to do. We've got no Harry Kane, so we know that Son will probably be playing. We know that they're going to want to come forward. We know the game plan with Ali. We know the game plan with Eriksen. We've got a bit of homework there, and so it makes it just that little bit easier. They've got their homework on us too, but we've got more strength in depth. I'm expecting a little bit more rotation from Manchester City and a little bit of a different approach in this game too. We won't be anywhere near as offensive. We're not chasing the game this time. It's 0-0. City will look to be aggressive first 15 minutes, as they always do. Try and get that goal and put Tottenham on the back foot, something we've really struggled for in the Champions League, which was trying to get them onto the back foot. And if we can get them onto the back foot, rather than sitting off, push for that second goal. We get a 2-goal cushion on them. I think Spurs will crumble from there. Both of these teams will be physically and mentally tired, so we need to put the plans in place to try and make this happen. Something we've been very good at in the Premier League this season, something that, in my opinion, we're the best at in the Premier League, which is being able to dominate teams and make that domination count in terms of scoring goals. We're obviously the top goal scorers in the whole of Europe. For Tottenham Hotspur, Sissoko might be out in this game. He went off injured against us in the last game. Ali, will he be risked? He broke his hand. He was in a cast going into that game at the Etihad. Will he be risked? They've got the Champions League semi-final 2 legs coming up over Ajax. A lot of their fans are really looking forward to that game. They want Tottenham to focus on that, not on the league games coming up. They don't want to tire them out. Like I said, it was so tiring that game was against Manchester City that the players will need a rest. So will they make the changes? Will it be a weakened side out? I don't know. No Dier, no Winks potentially, no Kane too. It's difficult. It really is difficult. So for Tottenham, I don't know what their approach is going to be. There's positives in that, and like I said, it's going to be a weakened team, but it also makes it extremely dangerous because it makes it a little bit unpredictable. But as always, just go with your approach, go with our team, go with our philosophy, go with how we want to play our football. If we win, we win. If we draw, we draw. If we lose, we lose. We've got to accept the result, obviously. So I'm looking for a good performance, a response from the Champions League. And if I was Pep, I'd go and play them last 15, 20 minutes or so of that Champions League game in the build-up to this game. Let the players learn the lesson. Let the players get that burning desire in their bellies. Let them really be mad about it. Let them want to go out on the field, not the head down, not feeling sorry for themselves, but to go out there and get a response and prove that we have an elite mentality, that we want to win the Premier League, that we want to retain the Premier League, and that's the response that we're looking for. I will get an answer on Saturday. Are we mentally prepared to win the Premier League? We win this game, we put in a good performance. The answer to that, I'm hoping, will be a big certified yes. For Manchester City, team news, Zinchenko's trained. Will he be going in at left back? I'm not too sure. He's only just come back. It'd be interesting. Mendy can't be doing 3 games in 3 games in 3. No convincing company, so I'm not expecting to see either of them players. Will it be Otamendi? Will it be Stones? Will it be Laporte? People have been criticising Laporte. I don't understand it. He's had a wonderful season for Manchester City. Makes a couple of mistakes and people jump on him, but we're at that stage of the season now. We're not Liverpool fans. You know what I mean? We don't jump on the players' backs. You've got to support the players. They make the mistakes. Let them recover. Let them come back and bounce back in the next game. And that's ultimately what defines a person and defines a team. It's not about losing. It's not about failing. It's how you respond to failure. in determining are you winners or not, and that's what we need to do, in my opinion. We did it great at Crystal Palace. We responded to the Tottenham loss. We beat Tottenham. We might have gone out, but we beat them. There's confidence to take forward, get the response, move on, take it a game at a time. We've got 5 big Premier League games coming up in 4 weeks. We're playing 6 games between now and the end of the season in the FA Cup final. We're not playing 9, which is great in terms of rest for the players. So we should have full of energy. Once we get the next 3 Premier League fixtures out of the way, so Tottenham at home, Manchester United away and Burnley away, they're getting played, I think, 3 games in 8 days. There's going to need a lot of rotation there. But once we've got them games out of the way, there's a week's rest between each game. And so if we can win the next 3 games, that is draining for Liverpool for them going into their big Champions League game against Barcelona. Their minds will start getting distracted, and I'm hoping that as the minds get distracted, the toll of the season will start taking the physical effect on them. They'll have to start changing teams and resting players, and that's when you start obviously causing problems and players start picking up injuries and teams start dropping points, and that's what we've got to be looking for. But we know 5 wins and we've retained the Premier League, and this is the first of them big 5 games, and so if we can win it, that would be absolutely amazing for Manchester City. Like I said, we're just looking for that response from Wednesday night. We just want to be able to do well, win the game, and move on from there. My score prediction for this game, it's so difficult to be able to predict. I've gone for 3-1 to Manchester City. I'm fully confident we can pick up the win. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet in this game. I don't think defensively we're strong enough at this moment in time to be able to do that. Tottenham, they like to play attacking football, they like to score goals, they like to be in your face. Whether they've got enough energy to be able to do that in this game, I'm not too sure. I think they might sit a little bit deeper in this game and assess, and with that means they're going to be extra dangerous on the counter-attack. We saw that in the game on Wednesday, and so playing someone like Fernandinho could be crucial in that. And so that's how I think the game will go, and that's how I think Manchester City might approach it. We'll do the robotic thing that we like to do, which is pass the ball, play the football, attack and score goals and create opportunities, and that's ultimately what we're good at. That's why we scored over 150 goals, why we're the top goal scorers in the whole of Europe, and why we work so well as a team, and why we've been successful under Pep Guardiola. And that ultimately is what we need to be doing again. If we do that and we do it properly and we defend properly and don't make the mistakes that we made, allowing Son too much space, if we can limit him out the game, Fernandinho very important if he starts in this game, trying to limit Son, try and track him and Walker, I'm expecting to go on the left, then keep him quiet. You might just keep Tottenham quiet, particularly with Kane not playing and potentially other dangerous players like Sissoko in the middle not playing. And so will it be Llorente up front? Obviously the aerial threat there that we need to deal with, things like set pieces. Please, Man City, work on that. So I've gone for 3-1 Manchester City. We're still in for the domestic treble. We've won the Carabao Cup. We're still in for the Premier League. And we're in the FA Cup final. So it's not all bad, is it, really? We still had a very successful season. And we're obviously always aiming for the most successful season. And so the best we could hope for now, a domestic treble, which has never been done by any team ever. That's how much of an achievement it is. And it's realistic. If we win this game, it's realistic. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. I've gone for Ederson in goal, obviously. I've gone for Walker in this game. I think Walker might start the derby too. I think he might get a rest in the Burnley game and go for Danilo, because I think Danilo had a wonderful game at Turf Moor last season. So I'd probably go for him. I've gone for Stones and Laporte to have his response from his disappointing performance against Tottenham in the last game. Only one way for him to move on, and that's to play more games and put in good performances. I've gone for Zinchenko at left back. I think if he isn't fit to play, I presume that Delph won't be fit to play either, and so we're in a situation, will it be Danilo? Will we see Laporte going at left back? Will it be Otamendi going in at centre-back because of that? Like I said, Mendy and company will probably be given the rest in this game. I'm not too sure. If Zinchenko's injured, I'll probably go with Danilo at left-back and Walker at right-back. Not ideal. Absolutely, it's not ideal, but it's, in my opinion, probably stronger than playing a centre-back at left-back. I'm sure some people will disagree. Fully within your rights to disagree. I've gone for Fernandinho going in at defence and midfield, sitting in front of the defence. Now, Gundogan and De Bruyne played wonderfully together in the Champions League, but I felt like we was too open. They were playing offensively and passing and dictating brilliantly. It left us very vulnerable on the counter-attack, and so, my opinion, Fernandinho puts that little bit more, will look more settled defensively with him starting. It won't upset the system with him starting there. So I've gone for Fernandinho, De Bruyne and David Silva. It wouldn't surprise me if it was De Bruyne and Gundogan. I felt like we might, sounds a bit negative in my opinion. That's why I put David Silva in there. And also David Silva, a very decent player with the passing of the ball. Not had the best seasons with Manchester City, but still a useful player to be able to have in the middle. And I'm going for David Silva to put in a response there. Might we even see David Silva score a goal at last? I do not know, but still, Don't agree with fans slating Laporte and David Silva that I've seen over the last, couple of weeks or so. I think that's a bit insulting to the players. They've worked really hard this season. We need to make sure we get them results for the end of the season. And I've gone for Bernardo Silva, Sterling and Aguero. I won't be surprised to see Sane in this game. If we're going to do that, you'd think Bernardo Silva maybe have to go into the middle, allow David to have the rest, and then Sane playing, because you can't drop Aguero. He's finding the goals again. He's City's top goal scorer, and you most certainly can't be dropping Bernardo Silva and Raheem Sterling, two of Manchester City's best performers in the whole season for me. And these are two players that have to be on the team sheet. And Bernardo Silva was wonderful out on the right wing against Tottenham. Him and De Bruyne were linking up perfectly. It sliced Tottenham up like it was butter. And that's the way forward, I think. And so, hopefully the players physically and mentally will have recovered. Good time to be playing, in my opinion. Others want a week's rest or so. I think it's a good time. You don't want to be able to sit on a bad result for a week. There's nothing worse. Things start to drag. So you've got the opportunity here, after just a couple of days, to go back into the thick of the action, face the team that knocked us out, and go and do something about it. So, we need a response. This game, of course, on Sky Sports, early kickoff, 12:30 PM, BST, GMT, whatever you want to call it, the early kickoff, live on Sky Sports if you can't get to the game, so you can watch it on telly if you are going to the game. Make sure you enjoy the game. It's a wonderful game, I'm sure. I'm not expected to be 4-3 this time. I'd be more than happy, though, if City keep Tottenham to 0, because I'm thinking if we keep them to 0, we'll end up winning this game, because we just love scoring goals. So there we go. That has been the preview. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. Make sure you press the red button if you're enjoying the content, and subscribe. We're aiming for 2,600 subscribers, and we're not that far away, if I'm honest. So if we can hit that by the end of today, that would be absolutely brilliant. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. If you want to go and check out my social media links, Twitter and Instagram, they're in description below, as well as popping up on screen. If you want to go and follow me on social media, then you can. Any help towards gains in numbers on there would be much appreciated, along with helping gains in numbers on here too. My email's also in description below if you want to hit me up with any business inquiries or any sponsorships for any videos. Now, I'm heading to Las Vegas on Sunday. I'm going to be away for a week. This whole football business has really drained me. This Tottenham defeat and everything, it's heartbreaking and everything. I feel like I need a week away. And so I am going to be away. So the easiest way to keep up to date with everything Manchester City is obviously to go and check out the other Manchester City channels out there. They're all doing a wonderful job and they're all producing some great videos. So go and do check them out whilst I'm away. But if you're interested in what JSGC has to say, then make sure you do follow me on Instagram. If you've not got an account, create one and follow me, because I'll be posting live stories on there with my opinions on everything that's happening with Manchester City and the big talking points. I'll be posting videos on there. They'll only be short, but you'll be able to get my opinions on there whilst I'm away. I'll also most definitely be tweeting about everything, so make sure you do go and follow me on Twitter too. Links to them in description below, and I'll see you all again for the next video, which will be in a week's time, in time for the Burnley game. So I'm going to be missing this Tottenham game, and I'm also going to be missing the big Manchester derby too. I'm hoping when I come back that we pick up these 3 wins in these 3 Premier League games, because they'll be a very happy JSGC should that happen. So I'll see you all again for the next video. Whew, I feel like I need a break. Peace. Ciao for now.